Okay, let's start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So, for today, our topic is self driving cars. Jagdish, next slide, please. I'll be discussing the first idea of Neil Postman, that is, technology is a trade off, which basically means for every technology offers, there is a disadvantage. Next slide, please. What is self driving cars? Vehicles equipped with technology that allows them to operate without human intervention. Self driving cars, also known as autonomous vehicles, have gained significant attention and are transforming the transportation industry. This is the image how a self driving car with different technologies. Now we have the benefits and significance. There are four major benefits of self driving car, which are increased safety, improved efficiency, accessibility, time savings. Increased safety, self-driving cars have the potential to significantly reduce the accidents which are caused by the human error, which accounts for the majority of road accidents. Then improved efficiency, AVs, that is autonomous vehicle, can optimize traffic flow, reduce congestion, and improve fuel efficiency by avoiding unnecessary stops and accelerating, deaccelerating smoothly. Accessibility, self driving cars can provide mobility options to individuals who are unable to drive, such as the elderly or people with disability. It can also provide reliable transportation options for the ones who have lost their independence. Time savings, with autonomous driving, passengers can utilize travel time for other activities like work, relaxation, or entertainment. And now we have the technologies which are enabling self driving cars. The major technology used are sensors, artificial intelligence, and connectivity. For sensors, self driving cars use various sensors, including cameras, radar, and GPS, to perceive and navigate the environment. Artificial intelligence, it uses algorithms process sensor data to make real-time decisions, such as detecting obstacles, understanding traffic signs, and adjusting speed and direction accordingly. Connectivity, self-driving cars can communicate with each other and infrastructure, enabling cooperative driving and enhancing safety. These are the different technologies used. We can see that in a picture. Now we have the ethical considerations. From here, we'll be discussing about the cons. The first one is trolley problem. It refers to a situation where a car must make a split second decision that may result in harm or death. The second one is risk assessment and liability. Determining the level of risk a self driving car should take is an ethical challenge. Moreover, assigning liability in accidents involving self-driving cars become complex because it raises question about who is accountable in various scenarios. For data privacy, self-driving cars generate and rely on massive amounts of data, including real-time location and sensor data. Safeguarding this data and ensuring privacy protection present ethical concerns, especially with regard to misuse or unauthorized access. Algorithm bias. Self-driving cars use algorithm to make decisions. However, biases can inadvertently be built into these algorithms, potentially leading to unfair treatment of certain individuals or group. Job displacement. The widespread adoption of self-driving cars has disrupted industries and resulted in job displacement, especially for the professional drivers. Human intervention and trust. The balance between human intervention and autonomous decision making in self-driving cars raises ethical questions. Job displacement estimate with the help of the pie chart. The next slide will be seeing a pie chart. It depicts the workers at risk of being displaced by autonomous vehicle. Cybersecurity and privacy concerns. Cybersecurity risk. Self-driving cars rely on complex software systems, sensors, and communication networks, making them potentially susceptible to cyber attacks. These risks can lead to accidents, privacy breaches, or misuse of the vehicle capabilities. Data privacy. Autonomous vehicles generate and collect vast amount of data, including sensor data, location information, and driver behavior data. Protecting the privacy of individuals is paramount, as this data can be sensitive and personally identifiable. Secure communication and connectivity. Self driving cars heavily rely on communication systems to interact with other vehicles, infrastructure, and cloud based services. It is crucial to ensure that these communication channels are secure and resistant to interception or manipulation. System integrity and software updates. Regular software updates and security patches are critical to address newly discovered vulnerabilities and protect against evolving cyber threats. Regulatory frameworks. Developing and enforcing regulations that require manufacturers to adhere to cybersecurity standards, conduct regular security audits, and protect user privacy can help mitigate risk and ensure public trust in autonomous vehicle. The third one is infrastructure and adoption challenges we faced in using the self-driving cars. First one is road infrastructure compatibility. Self-driving cars rely on various technologies, as I have mentioned earlier. Existing road infrastructure may not be adequately equipped to support these technologies. Legal and regulatory frameworks. The legal and regulatory frameworks around self driving cars are still evolving in many jurisdictions. Issues such as liability, data privacy, cybersecurity, and insurance need to be addressed to provide clarity and establish standards for self driving car operations. Public acceptance and trust. The acceptance and trust of the general public in self-driving cars are important for its successful adoption. For that, the general public needs to understand the benefits, safety measures associated with them. Transition and mixed traffic environments. Coexistence with human driven vehicles can introduce uncertainties and challenges for self driving cars. Cost and accessibility. Self driving car technologies can be expensive, particularly in the early stages of the development and deployment. So, for making self driving cars affordable and accessible to a broader population, it is essential to make a car which is in capacity of all. Now we have the conclusion. In conclusion, self driving cars have the potential to bring about significant changes in transportation, safety, and environmental impact. While there are numerous benefits associated with the self driving cars, such as improved road safety, reduced congestion, and the potential for increased adoption of electric vehicles, there are also challenges that need to be addressed. Infrastructure compatibility, including road infrastructure and communication networks, is a key challenge that requires investment and coordination to support the deployment of these cars. Public acceptance and trust are vital for the widespread adoption of self driving cars. While these cars offer great promise, it is still important to approach their development, deployment, and regulation with careful consideration of the potential impacts on various aspects of society, including the economy, environment, and social fabric.
Hi, Eva. Can you hear us?
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yours is second idea, right?
Okay, okay. I'm the good evening. The second idea, the advantage and disadvantage of new technologies are never distributed evenly among the population. Disadvantage of self-driving cars. Security issue. One of the potential cons about self-driving cars is the possibility of hacking. This is one major concern that consumer and experts have about driverless vehicles is their vulnerability of cyber attack because autonomous vehicles rely on advanced computer and technologies. Unfortunately, computer hardware and software can be vulnerable to exploit from malicious hacker. Their cyber attack attackers could be able to break into the vehicle system and take control of it. Next, next slide, please. Job losses. The public Those who depend on driving to make a living may find their career obsolete with the introduction of self-driving cars. So if a self-driving cars take over the roads completely, they only take away a small fraction of driving-related jobs. If anything, driving jobs related off the road such as customer care, emergency management, registration and booking, and auto repair will only increase. The public transport system would see massive increase in unemployment among bus drivers, taxi drivers, tram drivers, and transport sector. Advantage of self-driving cars. Making the daily commute more bearable. When we reach the point where human intervention behind the wheels is no longer needed, autonomous vehicles will drastically improve the daily commute. Imagine instead of sitting behind the wheel, you will be able to stretch out in the back, get ahead on some work, or simply relax and catch up on your latest movie. Also, you can call your friends on the phone. Making our roads safer. While there have been some high-profile cases of autonomous vehicles being involved in tragic fatal accidents, data suggests that self-driving cars will ultimately make our roads safer. Because Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows that the driver error is by far the biggest cause of road traffic accidents. For example, emerging technology in road safety, radar guns, breathalyzer, and law enforcement interactions with the public.
Hello everyone. My name is Tarampreet Singh. Today I represent my group presentation. It's self-driving cars. My student ID is mentioned at the bottom of this slide. And here is the agenda of the third idea embedded in every technology. There is a powerful idea, sometimes two or three powerful ideas. And here, now I started with the introduction. The third concept is that every technological advancement carries a philosophical, scientific, political, or social predisposition with it. However, the ideas that technology creates contribute society to favor and value certain perspectives and accomplishments associated with the technology. Embedded technology. Progress in humankind and technological development are the same thing. Ever increasing technological development can lead to paradise. The third idea is that every technological contains a powerful thought that prevents society from recognizing the underlying meaning of the self-driving car technology. Although self-driving car technology has many positive implications, it also contributes society to favor and appreciate particular viewpoints and advancements. And here I would like to talk about benefits of technology. Although self-driving cars appear to be a positive technological development, this assumption diverts society's attention from the technology's hidden problems. One of the theories behind self-driving car is that this technology would reduce the number of accidents that take place each year by, by having a robot driver the car human mistake in operation is eliminated. Additionally, it ends distracted driving brought on by texting and calling. The robot is set up to pick up the passenger and drive them without any detours to their destination. Self-driving cars. Self-driving cars are autos that can navigate the roadways on their own using sensors and software. They can reduce accidents brought on human mistake and improve mobility for those who cannot drive. A self-driving car can pick up and drop off people more effectively. They can also lessen the requirement for parking places. Additionally, by enhancing driving routes and cutting down on rest stops, self-driving cars can lower fuel usage and emissions. Uh, at the end, the summary is in conclusion, whether we like the new technology or not, self-driving cars are coming. Although the new technology may have drawbacks, it is the way of the future and will eventually become the social standard. Last but not least, we need to understand that technology is a result of human creativity. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Jagdish Nupani. I'm presenting this Postman presentation of our GNED course, which is based on the self-driving cars today. Okay, let's begin with the contents of my presentation. I have the introduction. Technological change is not addictive, it is ecological. It is the fourth idea of Neil Postman, and the self-driving cars and Postman's fourth idea. And thereafter, I have a conclusion of it. So, in introduction, okay. The fourth idea presented by Neil Postman is that technological change is not addictive but rather ecological. He illustrated his idea through an analogy of adding a drop of red dye to a beaker of clear water. Postman explains that the introduction of a new technology does not simply add to the existing state but rather changes things within the system. Historical examples such as printing press and televisions are cited to emphasize how new technologies reshape various aspects of society, including politics, education, homes, and industries. His presentation at Colorado Denver also discusses the need for caution regarding technological innovation and highlights the role of capitalist as a risk taker and agent of change. So here is technological change is not addictive and it is ecological. According to Neil Postman, the idea that technological change is not addictive, it is ecological suggests that introduction of new technology doesn't simply add to the existing state affairs, but rather transforms the entire system or environment in which it operates. He argues that when a new technology is introduced, It does not merely provide an additional feature or enhancement to the existing framework. Instead, it creates a ripple effect impacting various aspects of society, culture, and individual. And in his presentation, he have mentioned ecological change, that is, uh, he have linked the technological change to the introduction of a dye into a beaker. As I already mentioned, the dye does not merely add a spot of color, but it alters the entire composition of water, like changing every molecule. Similarly, when a new technology is introduced, suppose like today we are talking about self-driving cars, it permeates and influence every aspect of life, from politics, education to personal relationship and societal structures. So here is self-driving cars, which is aligned to his fourth idea. Self-driving cars, which is also known as autonomous vehicle, are revolutionary development in transportation technology these days. This vehicle utilize a combination of advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and integrated algorithms to navigate and operate without human intervention. The potential benefit of self-driving cars are substantial. They have the ability to significantly improve road safety by eliminating human errors, which is responsible for the majority of accidents. Self-driving car and Postman's fourth idea. So let's see how it is connected. When examining self-driving cars through the lens of Neil Postman's idea that technological change is ecological, we can see how these vehicles embody the transformative nature of technology. Self-driving cars are not just an addition to the existing transportation system, but they have the potential to fundamentally reshape various aspects of society and the environment. This change in transportation technology affects not only individuals but also the entire ecosystem of road infrastructure, insurance system, emergency services, and traffic management. Moreover, the introduction of self-driving cars can have ecological implications. The adoption of autonomous vehicle can lead to more efficient use of roads, reducing traffic congestion, and subsequently decreasing carbon emissions. Additionally, self-driving cars have the potential to integrate with electric and alternative fuel technologies, further reducing environmental impacts. Furthermore, the integration of self-driving cars into our daily lives would affect societal dynamics, commuting patterns, personal mobility, and even the design of cities and urban spaces could be influenced by this technology. The introduction of autonomous vehicle would necessitate changes in regulations, policies, and legal frameworks to accommodate this new mode of transportation. So here, in conclusion, self-driving cars align with the idea that technological change is ecological. They are not simply an additive improvement to existing transportation system, but rather a transformative force that impacts road safety, the environment, unemployment, industries, and societal dynamics. Recognizing the broad-reaching consequences of self-driving cars allow us to approach their adoption and integration with a thoughtful understanding of ecological changes they may bring about. Okay, thank you everyone for your time.
Hello, my name is Matthew Bradley, and I'm going to be rounding up this presentation with the fifth idea, presenting technology as a myth with Neil Postman's method of thought. The predominant method of transportation for the past century has revolved around human-operated combustion engines, and this cultural norm surrounding automobiles has become deeply ingrained to the point where it is assumed that the cars around us are all operated by other humans, and we should perceive them as potential risks to our safety when we are driving ourselves. Everybody thinks that we're going to make that. Everybody else thinks that the driver next to them is going to make that one mistake that's going to get them into a car accident. The introduction of electric cars has already challenged these norms, causing a shift in cultural perceptions. However, the idea of self-driving cars takes this disruption a step even further, raising questions about responsibility, insurance, and as well as at-fault collisions. When self-driving cars are discussed, common responses range from anywhere from considering them to a distant pipe dream to perceiving them as an unsafe innovation facilitated by a perceived lazy population. We can go to the next slide there. The general public often focuses on the potential flaws in automated driving, completely disregarding the significant number of accidents that could be caused by distracted, tired, or otherwise influenced human drivers. This tendency stems from the strong identification people have with their driver's license, mentally tethering them to the act of driving and having them exclusively thought of as humans. Because if everybody has their own driver's license, everybody thinks that, oh, because I have my personal identification tethered to my driver's license, therefore it is then a human experience to drive. It is not something that can be automated by self-driving cars. The prospect of integrating an autopilot function in cars may invoke fear on a cultural level, similar to the initial introduction of cruise control feature a few years ago. These reactions emerged due to a mythic status that driving has achieved in our culture. As a community, we have developed deep cultural ties to driving, associating it with core concepts in our beliefs like freedom, control, independence, and even sporting activities in racing. Consequently, disrupting these entrenched associations triggers resistance, even if it's purely reactionary. Neil Postman's insight reminds us to critically examine these cultural myths and beliefs, because it is crucial for our growth to question our assumptions about how self-driving cars will impact our daily lives. Furthermore, we should evaluate how our current reliance on exclusively human-operated vehicles has influenced not only our culture, but our safety and driving development as a whole. In contemplating the adaptation of self-driving cars, it becomes essential to consider potential trade-offs. For example, if certain features and accessories like a steering wheel, a gear shift, are eliminated to facilitate automated transportation, what additional innovations and safety features could you include to enhance the passenger safety, like further airbags or crumple zone or crumple zones for you to absorb an impact of an oncoming car? It's by challenging these core cultural myths and exploring new possibilities that we can engage in a thoughtful evaluation of self-driving cars, their benefits, and their implications on our society. By applying Neil Postman's perspective, we can approach this subject of self-driving cars with a critical and progressive mindset, recognizing the cultural impact and the need to question our assumptions and ultimately fostering a more informed and open dialogue about the future of transportation. Thank you, and that's been our presentation.